report, Sarah. All right. Yeah. Gee, that's tomorrow at 7 and the field over there at it's a Carson Field. And I went last week. I won't be able to be there tomorrow. I'm going to be out of town. But yeah, show your support. She's great. And it was loads of fun. We really enjoyed it. Thank you, Sarah. And also, you can make a donation to her Western Safari, which would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Okay, Scott, I shortchanged you last time, only showed 3 of your slides, and you had a terrific show going, and I really messed it up. So I'm going to rectify that by asking you to go through those slides again. Not all of them, just the ones we missed, but let me get this back up here. Let's see.
For the Grateful Dead.
Okay, let's find your slides, Scott. There you are. And let's see, high floating controls. And so there you, whoops. Well, what happened here?
You're not on his slideshow.
I see that. I messed up again. Escape. Now, where is my slideshow? There. Nope. I'll get it eventually. Escape. Now. Let's see. There it is now. Slideshow. And from the beginning. There we go.
And I just push this to advance.
Yeah. Like that. Here you are.
Okay. Well, okay. Good morning, Rotarians.
Good morning.
Now, I was thinking a lot of people have interesting vocations, and it was somebody else's turn, but Diana asked me to do this, and I'd do anything for her. So here I am. So yeah, I'm a sculptor. At one point in the past, I was working for a display guy, so I'm making a reindeer here. Is it gonna work? Yeah. Okay. So I did a lot of Happy Meals back in the day. And this shows how I start with clay. They're on up there. And then I mold it, there's a mold there, cast it in wax, finish it off, mold it again, cast it in urethane again, and then my painter would paint it. I don't paint, I do shapes, I don't do colors. I've tried, it's a joke. Okay. Yeah. And then I worked at Tommy Toys. All I did was sculpt there. It's the best job I ever had. The illustrators or the designers would give me drawings and I would interpret them. So those are the wax pieces down there at the bottom. We're making a haunted house game, and that's why the kids look like that. Okay. And then I did some wind-up toys while I worked at Tommy, and these are Smurfs, bathtub toys. I'm sure you all have bathtub toys. Yeah, they were kind of like, these were Snorks. They were kind of like Smurfs, but for the bathtub. Yeah. Oh. Okay, so this is a group photo that I used for some of my promotions. You see Mickey down there in the corner giving his presentation. There's a lot of stuff there. Turtles. After I left Tommy left me. Coleco came along and bought Tommy with their Cabbage Patch doll money and closed down the shop. So everybody had to either get a job, horrifying idea, or go freelance. And at the time, there was lots of sculpture work and not many sculptors to do it, which is the odds I like. And I was doing a little work for Playmates Toys, and they came out and said, "Hey, would you like to work on this action figure line for us?" And I said, "Sure, whatever you want. You know, I'm an art whore, I'll do whatever you like." So they said it'll be the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I said, oh, this will never fly. I mean, they're green, they all look the same. They live in the sewer. They say cowabunga. It'll never fly. So I didn't invest in the company and others did, and that's why I'm just like this. Okay. They would give me drawings, sometimes, the front, side, and back view. And this is a dinosaur turtle. What else can you say about a dinosaur turtle? That's good. That's good. Oh, here we go. I did a lot of ceramic work for a company called Lennox back in Bristol. Good work there, you know. They would give me an assignment and then I would do it, and then I would go to Disney and get it approved, and then go to the client and get paid. That's the way it worked. And then for Playmates, I did the Coneheads action figure line. What? Yes, I know. I felt very comfortable doing Coneheads.
Is that Steve Martin?
That's Beldar. Oh, I prepared this a long time ago, so this is a big surprise to me, just like you. I did these called Berserks for a company called Insect Blower, and that's fun. And this was a Turok, Son of Stone, kind of a vignette thing. I got to do dinosaurs and muscly guys. That was fun. And then what else? Push the button again.
Arrow key.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was working for this company called Playing Mantis. And they decided they wanted to do Peanuts figures, but of course that license was sold to somebody else a long time ago. But then they said, yeah, but what about holiday Peanuts? That's not sold. They kept dividing these licenses up. It's really small, and eventually you get to Halloween Peanuts and Schroeder. That bust of Beethoven on Schroeder's piano there took as much time as any of the other figures. It just took a long time. And it was only that big. So, yeah. This was a piece I did for myself. We were doing a lot of work for the Warner Brothers Studio Store, back when there was a Warner Brothers Studio Store. And we did a lot of Wizard of Oz pieces for them. But there was no standard. There was no way to really know if you were doing a good job or not. So I took it on myself to do a bunch of busts, if you will, of all the different characters to get them to be standardized. And this, of course, is the Wicked Witch, being very wicked. Go. And then I got to do some Avengers for a client, a private client. And these were kind of fun. He pretty much let me do whatever I want. So there they are.
Did you just make one set for him?
Yeah, it was just for a private client. He had a lot of disposable income. Yeah. It was a good gig. Good gig. Iron Man was a pain. He had so many little niggly things to do. You would think that Thor would be the problem, or Hulk or something, but no, it was Iron Man. But I was glad he's done now. I don't know how many pictures I got here. More Warner Brothers Studio Store stuff. Yeah, but well, the Tweety was I forget what Tweety was. I think he was an antenna topper for a car, I think. They often wouldn't tell me what they were for. I would just do them and send them in. And the Sylvester, his head bobbles on a spring, and so does his tail. One of those pointless toys that are just fun for fun's sake. Yeah, this was a bunch of figures based on Disney's Scrooge or Christmas Carol, I guess. And that was fun. I mean, they were small, but we did them all. I did this was Glamour-Puss. Glamour-Puss was a long time ago, and she's very glamorous, don't you think? This was a squirt gun. I thought this was really cool. Oh, this one never actually made it to the shelves, but it was a squirt gun. And I do my Marvin impression for you, but it's a little early. Oh, and this is the line that I did for myself. These were, I decided I would choose something that was fairly timeless, so I went after some big band jazz all-star figures. So that's Benny Goodman as a clarinet playing Bear, and in the center there, that's Miles Davis playing to his tail, and of course Dizzy and his big cheeks, and Duke, and there's Huey Armstrong, the owl, and Bird, of course, but yeah, never sold them, still got them. I'm ready to. Oh, this is my first Happy Meal. I didn't do the illustration. I wish I could draw that well, but I did the sculptures. Quick little story there. There's Thumper, and you see in Thumper's hand, there's a carrot. Thumper's a woodland creature. He doesn't know anything about carrots, but the owner of the company had me come up to his house and show him the work. You know, let's add a carrot to the rabbit. And I said, well, this is from a Disney movie. It's very specific. You can't just start adding things. And of course, he was the owner of the company, and I was just a lowly artist. So I said, okay, boss, and I put it in there. And of course, Disney kicked that right back out. And they said, no carrot. So there it is. So that's a big collector's item now, I guess, huh? Oh, and I did a Happy Meal toys. I did a Happy Meal line of Monsters Incorporated. These were fun. Got to work with some people down in Emeryville. Oh, and good, I'm done.
Why is that up there, Scott?
I don't know.
Well, perfect timing, and that was delightful. Thank you so very much. Let's see if I can get back to where I was. Okay. And more. And floating controls. And okay. Okay, Kathy, you had a few words for us. Where are you? Could you come on up?
I'll just keep mentioning things I'm excited about. Okay, I got a question for you. What nonprofit is the only has a member of NATO? Hello, yes. And we have an unofficial member on NATO also, Salvador Rico, who's cleaning the rivers around the world. At least, started it. Okay, if you donate $100 a year, you can be a Paul Harris. Is it a Paul Harris Fellow? Is that right? No, 100 for Paul Harris.
It takes $1,000 to become a Paul Harris Fellow. Each 1,000 you get another stone. But the Polio Plus, yeah, you got that. Polio, we need to, the club is saying that, Rotary says every Rotarian every year, at least $100. And we all try to do that, but thank you.
And if you do that, then the Gates Foundation will match that. So that $100 becomes $300. And what does it cost? How many vaccines do they get with that kind of money?
I'm not sure, Kathy, but I know they match the $1,000 and you get $3,000 too. That's even a better match.
There we go, there we go. And we did have a member donate a lot of money last year. And then 3 years later, we get 50% of it back to go to international. Anyway, Polio Plus, just start thinking of Polio Plus. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Kathy. Okay, well, I'm going to quickly go through the rest of these because we want to hear from Sarah. So we have a crab feed is coming up for the Noon Club, and you can go online on their website and sign up. Okay, what is it,
They're
Michael?
virtually sold out at this point. I think there are like 50 seats left for the second seating.
Wow, so get in there and get your tickets if you want to go. That's great. Thank you.
They also need help on the 10th at Great Hills at the storage unit preparing the trash. So in the morning they're cooking it, and in the afternoon they're cracking. So anybody that wants to participate in that, I'm sure they would love to have you.
Okay, great. Thank you, Michael. Okay, and we'll get to this. This is coming up in March for telemedicine. And there's going to be that's a party, basically, at Boleto Vineyards. So you'll have an opportunity to sign up for that if you want. And we were at the Redwood Food Bank again, and this time packing avocados. I've never seen so many avocados in my whole life, and I used to be in Southern California with a tree. But that was fun. Yeah, and every month our club helps at the food bank, at the Redwood Empire Food Bank, packing up food for the needy, and it is fun, and it's very satisfying too to help the community. Now, do we have any announcements? Okay, Jerry has one.
Good morning, everybody. I found a check in our post office box for $2,000 from the Rotary Club of Healdsburg for the Ukrainian family donation. Wow. Okay.
Great, that's wonderful. Any more announcements?
Just to save the date, I got an email from Al Lustig, and he is staying on top of what's going on with Rebuilding Together. So April 29th, save the date, mark your calendars, because we'll be helping out some seniors and folks. That is Apple Blossom? Well, as with many things, there's always multiple choices. So we'll see if we can be two places at once. We'll see what we can do. Heard from Al, he's happy, and I'll send him our club's regards. That's it.
Thank you, Dan.
That was Healdsburg Sunrise Club, by the way. Yeah, George Douglas Club that did that. So very important.
Thank you. Any more announcements? Oh, there's.
No, I just wanted to, Oliver is somewhat famous, but an Antley High School graduate, Matt Nitz, many people remember, is a Hollywood movie producer. He graduated from Antley, went to UCLA School of Film, has done TV shows like The Burn Notice and those things, and he just did a Disney dog movie. So I'm on Facebook with Matt, so I emailed him a picture of Oliver. I said, here's the star of your next film. And he says, well, all you need is 4 that look exactly alike, and have them trained at about $10,000 a piece, and he could be in the movie.
What was the movie name?
You know, I would spend that much money to get in trade. He's looking for donations.
Okay, sunshine moment. So my father-in-law, he's really in the late stage hospice, and so anybody really wants to visit him, now's the time. So really love Louie and Joe and maybe even a couple more people. But any women who are engaged to him to be married, that's a good idea as well. Yeah. So, anyway,
Thank you, thank you. Did I hear one more? Okay, thank you so much. Well, I'm going to move on because we need to get on for Sarah, so you can be thankful, but I'm thankful you're all here, as usual. Okay, and we have a number of things coming up. I'll see if I can email this out to you because it's the tailgate party tomorrow night, then there's First Friday, and you said the third pig, Kathy? Wood for. So you're going to be at Wood for. Okay, very good, thank you. And then the community service on the 6th, the 11th is the crab feed, and the 18th, the high school cleanup, and the 20th, we will have our Zoom board meeting, and the 22nd at Redwood Empire Food Bank, and getting into March, we're working on the telemedicine. Okay, next week we have Amy Ricard with, it looks like Sonoma County Ag and Open Space District. That will be an interesting meeting. And incidentally, I won't be here. Joe will be leading that meeting. Not to let you know. And this week's program is Sarah. Now we need to get her slideshow up here. It may take a minute. Thank you.
While we're waiting for this, on First Friday, Mark Olson can't join us until later in the day. Would everyone be okay? 6:30 instead of 5:30 for First Friday, so Mark can join us?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Okay, I'll send out the e-bite for 6:30.
Thank you, Kathy.
I'm with you. Sounds good, guys.
While we're working on this, we can do grateful. Is there anyone here feeling grateful today? Okay.
As you know, we've been traveling, and I'm just really grateful that we could head on out. And we're at that time in our lives when we can go and see things that of interest to us, mainly out in nature, and hiking and biking and things like that. But the gratitude part is to be able to come back into a warm family. So, and to that end, we made a donation to send a kiddo out of the state.
One of our favorites, Sarah Kiddo. Thank you. And thank you for, it's good to see you here, Ellie. PJ, very good to see you. Anyone else feeling grateful?
Well, I've got a lot to be grateful for. First of all, to Sarah's host family. These guys have been marvelous. And to Ophelia for being here and starting to integrate with the club and be a cool person. And then a special bit of gratitude that I'm going to give a donation to the Rotary Foundation for. A friend who I met in 1972 and has been my best long-term friend for all that time, passed away the day before yesterday. And I'm going to miss him, but I have great gratitude for him and the wonderful things he did in his life.
Thank you, David. And now we have Sarah. And I'm looking forward to seeing your presentation. Wonderful, Sarah.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm here to tell you guys a little bit more about myself and where I come from. So, yeah, I'm from Denmark. Uh, there. So this is my family. This is my mom, my brother, and my dad. My mom, Seen, is 47, and she works as a mobility and consultant executive for the north part of Denmark. So she works with like everything from buses to taxis and like public transport in general. My dad's name is Elmir, and he works with pupils with autism at a school for kids with autism. And my brother right now is not going to school, but he's starting school soon to become a carpenter and work as that because he wants to be an architect, but he wants to learn how to build a house before he can draw a house. And he's 19, turning 20 this month. And then we have my best friend, which is George. George is a Dalmatian, and he's 10, turning 11 soon. So he's getting old, which is a little sad. But yeah, these are my family. Don't tell my mom I showed this picture because we look really tired. We were like 4 hours of sleep right here. This is right before I left the airport. Yeah, so there's 2 flags up here because I come from a multicultural family, meaning my dad is from Bosnia and my mom is Danish. So I have like 2 parts of my family, meaning I speak a bit of Bosnian too, and a lot of my family is Bosnian. And then my mom, who's Danish. So I celebrate Christmas and Easter, but I also celebrate like Eid and Ramadan. I don't fast myself or my family, but I get to do the party part, which is really fun. So I kind of get the best of 2 worlds which I love, and I've been traveling a lot to Bosnia to visit family. Yeah. So this is my mom around 29 years ago. So my mom was an exchange student for Rotary in 1991 to 1992 in Massachusetts. So this is probably the main reason why I'm here with Rotary, because I grew up listening to your stories and looking through scrapbooks, seeing my mom's awesome jacket with all these cool pins, and I really wanted to go. My brother was supposed to go to Brazil in 2020 and 2021, but that was the year where COVID closed it down, so unfortunately he didn't get to go. But otherwise, my whole family would probably have been an exchange student with Rotary. So this is why I'm with Rotary. And you guys have seen these pictures of most of them, I think, which is all the other exchange students in our district, which I've been with, and the picture with David from our together gathering, I think it was. Oh, a little too far. So this is Denmark, and Denmark is really small. We have a population of 6 million. So there is less people in Denmark than there is in LA County, I found out, which is kind of crazy to me to think about. But yeah, we have over 400 islands. The Danish kingdom, because we have a monarchy, is bigger because we have Greenland and the Faroe Islands being a part of Denmark as well. So Denmark is parted in 4. We have Jutland, which is the big one, Fyn, which is right here, Sjælland, and then Bornholm out here, which is kind of its own little thing, part Swedish. I am from all the way up north, if you can see Hickory Point, but there's a little part where there's a lot of water going right through all the way up north. That's where I'm from. Yeah, and I'm from Aalborg. Does anyone know what the 5 biggest cities in Denmark is? Copenhagen's the biggest one. That's their capital. Anywhere else? Aarhus is the second one. So Aalborg is the 3rd biggest one, and we're the same size as Santa Rosa. Just to kind of put it in perspective how small we are. But yeah, this is where I'm from. So Aalborg is really known for, we had a lot of Vikings. You can see we have like water going through us, so there's a lot of easy access for Vikings to like sail through. Yeah, we were kind of like an old city. We were number 9 on the New York Times travel list in 2019, which we were kind of proud of because we were so small. Yeah, this is where I'm from. I loved it. I've lived there my whole life, and I plan on living there the rest of my life. Yeah, a lot of architecture. the architect who drew the Opera House in Sydney is the same guy who drew this, and he's from Aalborg. So yeah, nice little artsy town. So this is me last year and my friends. I went to boarding school around 45 minutes away from my parents' own house. And that was probably one of the best years of my life after this one. Yeah, I had a great time. When you're in boarding school, you kind of have a family group. So this is all my friends I had in that group. We lived 4 people in a really small room, but it was actually really, really fun. And I enjoyed it a lot. And I think it was a part of helping me prepare for this year. So I'm kind of used to not living with my parents because I didn't really live with them last year that much. And I think it also kind of prepared my parents to not having me live with them that much. Yeah, even more pictures. Me digging through mud. That was really cold, but really fun at the same time. We did a lot of gymnastics, like rhythmic gymnastics. This was a show we did in front of 5,000 people. I'm not really that good of a dancer, so I was kind of terrified, but it was really, really fun because we all did it together, and I loved it. So yeah, boarding school is a really normal thing to do in Denmark. I haven't really heard about it that much here. Because I think when people think of boarding school, they think of like uniforms and it's really strict, but that's not how it is at all. I wore pajamas to school every day. You just kind of rolled out of bed and walked to class, and didn't really think about it that much. But it was really awesome, and more of my friends up there. Yeah. Oh, agriculture. And I forgot the words. I have the notes down here. But in Denmark, we have a lot of pigs. My grandma has a farm. She used to have pigs. She doesn't have anymore. So yeah, a lot of pork is what we make money off. And then a lot of grain. So when you go to Denmark, you will not see vineyards. If you do, I have no clue where. There should be one. I've never seen one really. So it's a really different like landscape we have, I would say, compared to here. Because it's so pretty with all the vineyards. I love it. Yes. So things you probably didn't know about Denmark. It's this one. Yeah, Legos, which is also a pretty great thing made that people like and know about. Lucas Graham, I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he's a singer who's our biggest singer. He's a great songwriter. There's twice as many bikes in Denmark as there is cars. So we bike a lot and take public transporting more than I feel we do here. It's a lot more cars. Yeah, bike everywhere. But I mean, we're a flat country. I think our tallest point of Denmark is 400 feet. So we're pretty flat, which is not what people think when you think of Scandinavia. Because people are like, oh, Norway, there's a lot of mountains in Sweden, but not Denmark. We're not that lucky. And then, yeah, we got the award of being the happiest country in the world, which is kind of cool. I didn't actually know this till I actually learned about it in school here. That people were like, oh, you're the happiest country in the world. And I was like, oh, we are? I didn't know that. Cool. Yeah, and then the pastry Danish, which is really funny to me, is actually not Danish. It's from Austria. So I don't really know where the name Danish comes from. That's what people think when they meet me. They're like, oh, that pastry? That's one I get. And then I get the, are you Dutch? A lot too, which is, I mean, I guess it's close in some sense. I guess it depends on how you look at it. But yeah. Okay, I have some Danish sayings, and I would love for you guys to try and guess what this means. So if I were to tell my mom, I'm gonna go grab a granddad, does anyone have an idea what that means? No.
a Snickers bar.
No.
Go hang out with an older person.
No.
He said bus. You said that. Oh, it
From-
must be food.
It's not food. Yes. Take a nap. So, if I'm gonna take a nap, I'll go grab a granddad, and my mom will be like, in Danish I would say, må jeg tage din morfar? That's how you would say it. Okay, can we find about the price? I think this is pretty straightforward.
Who's gonna leave the counter first?
That's a good one. So yeah, it's negotiate the price about something. We're farting about the price. If you're out swinging the wooden leg. No. No. Wooden leg. Dancing, that's right. Whoever said that. Dancing, I'm out swinging the wooden leg. I don't know. A slap on the back. That's a slap on the back.
Way to go.
It's an estimate. So it's like, oh, that's a slap on the back. I'm just kind of guessing. Okay, I have a head to plug with you. This one is an easy one. You have a one that's pretty similar. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty close. Those are pretty similar, but we have some funny ones, and I like to go and use them sometimes on people, and I think it's really funny. We have one there's like, I'm going cucumber. Yeah, and that means I'm going crazy. And I think it's so funny to see people's, and then I'll be like, don't come here and play King Carrot. And people are like, what's with all these vegetables? And I don't know what it is, but it all makes sense. So King Carrot is if you were like, I'm better than you. Okay, questions. I would love to answer questions. Yes.
We watched the Netflix series Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're familiar with it about politics in Denmark, and I'm just curious how realistic it is.
Porgun, I haven't watched it, but so I can't really say much about it. But I know politics in Denmark is a little different from here. We have a monarch. We kind of like England. How that works.
Parliamentary.
Parliamentary. Yeah. So we have a monarch who doesn't really do anything. She just kind of looks pretty, and then we have our parliament. Yeah. Yes.
Marty? I think I heard just me though.
Yeah.
So concerned about global warming because you've flattened only 400.
Mm-hmm. Yes. There is a potential chance that that we would get flooded over a little bit. So we are kind of like preparing for that by like building up out on the coast because we're surrounded by water. So there is a great chance of us flooding a bit, and we're keeping a good eye on it. But otherwise, with global warming, Denmark is pretty strong on like using wind as an energy. So I think 40% of our energy comes from wind, and we have parts of Denmark that is running 100% on wind energy. So we're trying to make that work for us.
She has a question.
I think America is very envious of the fact that you're the happiest in the world because we aren't. But what makes your country the happiest in the world? What are the factors?
I think different things like we have free healthcare and free schooling. So when I go home and go to college, I won't have to think about the cost of it. And if I break a leg, I don't have to think about the x-rays or the payment for that. And that's a factor. And then I think our drinking age is also a part of it. There's a lot of alcohol. The drinking age, so I'm 16, I can buy alcohol legally, but I can't buy strong liquor. So I can't buy vodka and stuff like that, but I can buy beer. But like, it's not that difficult for a 14-year-old or something like that to walk into a store and get alcohol pretty easily. The ID checking is not that serious. Yeah, which is a big problem, and we're trying to solve it because right now we are on the list for the earliest starters for drinkers, which Denmark don't want to be on that list as number one, but we are unfortunately.
We were wondering about Greta Thunberg. Is she from Denmark?
No, I'm pretty sure she's Swedish, if I'm not wrong. But no, she was close, and her message spread really fast to Denmark, so there was a lot of like protesting from our schools. I was part of one with her in some sense, I guess. Yes.
Sarah, what would be your favorite Danish meal?
Favorite Danish meal? Ooh, that's a good question. So for Christmas I made a Danish meal for 18 people in my house, and for the appetizer, we get a little, it's kind of like a little tartlet, so it's a little pie, kind of, filled with chicken and asparagus and like a really nice sauce, and that's probably my favorite meal. I love it. It's so yummy, but it takes a long time to prepare, so I'm really lazy to do it myself. And my mom never wanted to make it for me. But yeah, that's probably my favorite meal.
How many languages do you speak, and how common is it for most Danes to learn more than 2 languages?
So I fluently speak English and Danish, and then partly speak Bosnian. I can fully understand, in some way communicate, and then German. So I speak 4, somewhat. It's really common to know a lot of languages. Obviously, we have English from 1st grade, so ever since I was 7, I've had English. And then when you get into 5th grade, you start either having German or French. So you at least know 2 languages, some 3, some even more than that. It's really common to know more than 1 language. We all kind of do.
Is there do a lot of Germans come and visit in Denmark?
Germans?
Germans.
Yes, the summer is filled with Germans. When we have summer break and everyone comes up, there's a lot, like camping and stuff. So yeah, we go to Germany a lot because candy and beer is cheaper. So you just kind of like drive down, because it's like a 2-hour drive down to Germany. It's not that far away. So so just go down, buy cheaper, and then drive back home. So we visit often each other. Yeah.
Okay, one more question.
Yes.
This is a question that I've always heard David Mark Raymond ask the exchange students. So on behalf of David, I'm going to ask, what most surprised you when you got here?
I always think about this because I kind of wanted to walk into this country really like open-minded and be like, oh, so I wasn't that shocked when I got here. We even talked about this yesterday, and I forgot what it was we were talking about. There's some different things. I feel like the schooling system for me is really different, like how I have to walk around. For me, it's the teacher who walks around. So I just sit in the same classroom, and then my teacher rotate, and I don't rotate, which is really, I walk so much from one end of the campus to the other and then back again. There's a lot of walking in a day, which I'm not used to. Because I sat in the same classroom with the same 25 people for 10 years. Started when you're 6 and ended when you're 16. So the rotating part was shocking to me. I mean, I kind of knew, but I was also like, this is intense. Like the amount of people who walk in the hallways. It's like a maze to move around sometimes.
Sarah, that was delightful. Thank you so very much.
President Diana?
Yeah.
Can I ask for a show of hands? So we have pizza, coffee, and everything for 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Who's showing up?
Tomorrow. Oh,
Tomorrow.
for the game.
Yeah, for the game.
It's at 7?
7 o'clock, Canby High School.
It's, just so you guys know, it's our senior night tomorrow. So all the seniors would be announced also.
I see 3, and I know Jim and Linda are gonna be there too. So 5, 6, 7.
Thank you. That was terrific. Okay, Scott will be up here in just a moment for a drawing.
Gary says we have a lot of money,
Oh, only a few tickets. Boy, somebody's gonna make out maybe.
And the big winner. 38-61.
Oh, Kathy, great.
Get Richard. It's so funny.
Well, now
Give me the ticket.
all you have to do is find the red marble.
No, not that one.
Well, here you go. Maybe you'll win something there. Thank you. Thank you, Scott. Okay, Terry, do you have a joke for us?
No, I don't. No, Joe asked me Monday or Tuesday night, but Lyndon said he would love to tell Joe. We all love Lyndon since he was.
I was really trying to think about this. I thought, what's another word for thesaurus?
Dinosaur?
What's another word for thesaurus? Not funny?
Okay. I had a friend send me something that I put up here just because I got a kick out of it. I have chickens, so anybody who has chickens might enjoy it. How chickens are walking around now that knowing the price of their eggs. And so don't kill my chickens, please. They're up for a pedicure, it looks like. Okay. Well, time to sing Happy Trails. Do you want to lead us off with that?